Hello, this is your evil twin, welcoming you back to Let's Play Singularity. Last time we were introduced to the Zeks. Ah! That dodge move. Oh, forget that. Yeah, knifing is not a good idea. But yeah, as you can see, the Zeks can detect if you aim your gun at them, and sometimes they'll do a dodge maneuver. Makes it particularly hard to snipe them, because they'll actually dodge out the way when you put the sniper crosshair over them. I'll just drop the awesome shotgun and pick up the rubbishy pistol again.
The vault you're searching for contains a device called the TMD. It was invented by Dr. Barisov, one of the scientists who worked here in the 50s.
Something called the TMD. I wonder what that could be. Huh. How did that happen?
There's no time. They're almost in. Please. I don't want to die like that. I'm so sorry. No!
What a terrible end. He prevented his friends from suffering, but then he couldn't kill himself. Now, this is interesting. Got a couple of spinning fans, a big hole in the ceiling. Yep. That fan went straight through the window and into that Spetsnaz's head. Pretty imaginative, that. Hello? Could I get some service, please? This note's just talking about the increase in personnel and how the administration team are working double time to handle all the paperwork. I like how that switch crackles of electricity and buzzes and so on, even before you pull the switch. The equipment is not in a good state after 50 years. So, in the previous area, the Zeks ambushed us. And this time, you've got the opportunity to surprise them. As long as we stay a little bit quiet.
According to the f.e.a.r. journal, there's a hidden entrance in this building that leads to the vault. Find it.
Now, if I was one of the developers that worked on this game, I'd have put an assault rifle here next to this Spetsnaz corpse, for any players that didn't get an assault rifle from the weapon locker. Here we're introduced to the cryo tanks, an interesting alternative to the usual explosive barrel. Yes! Smashed like the T-1000. Cool party you got here. Allow me to break the ice. Bit of a cold reception. Well, there could be more of them, so I'd better stay frosty. Whoa, whoa guys, everybody just chill. Now, I actually did that on purpose to show that you can be frozen. And to show that you thaw out before the enemies do. I guess Renko is a bit more warm-blooded. If you take too long, the enemies will defrost as well there. Yeah, this is one of the few games that tries to come up with alternatives to the usual explosive barrel. No, Deus Ex had the barrels of poison gas, and Raven's previous Wolfenstein game had the veil barrels that would create pockets of anti-gravity.
The test subject's increase in muscle tissue density can only be attributed to the E99 isotopes that were...
This facility is under lockdown.
What? Are you crazy? What is the meaning of this?
There has been a security breach. Come with me.
Who gave you the authority to do this?
I did.
You Dr. Demichev. You know that Dr. Barisov will not stand for...
I will take care of Dr. Barisov. He's a traitor to Mother Russia. You two, round them up and find the device. You know where it is? Tell me.
Demichev will rot in hell before I tell you anything!
If you want to stay alive, you will do as you are told.
Demichev is wasting his time. He thinks thugs like you can cover up the truth.
Wow, there was quite the power struggle between Demichev and Barisov. Now, before that scientist was so rudely interrupted, he was talking about increasing muscle mass and that kind of stuff. And yeah, it seems that they were doing experiments to create super strong soldiers. There are these tanks here with these muscly bodies floating in them. If you look very closely though, you'll see that they're actually Zeks, and they're wearing modern Spetsnaz uniforms, like like all the other Zeks, which is a bit weird for a 1950s experiment. Now this is a note talking about injecting rats of E99 and making them stronger, and how they should move on to human testing. But, yeah, when I first played this, I thought the bodies in the tanks were supposed to suggest that the Zeks were artificially created, and they were the results of these experiments. But I now think that the Zek bodies in these tanks are just placeholders. They intended to create some kind of muscly super soldier, but they never got around to making the model, so they just stuck Zeks in there and hoped you wouldn't look too closely. Ah, a secret entrance revealed by that Echo event. And what's this? You can't actually do anything with this at the moment. It's pretty cool to look at.
This is the work log of Dr. Viktor Barisov. My suspicions that E99 could alter time are proving true. In our last experiment, a corn seed grew to maturity in just 3 days. The implications are staggering. Dr. Demichev has urged me to test E99's effects on humans. I, of course, refused.
Throughout the game, we've been finding lots of useless interactable objects like telephones and typewriters. Here's a camera. Wait, what? I love that. That's so good. I think all the useless telephones and bells and radios and everything, they're all just a setup for that. just for that payoff. I love that. Broken control panel. No way back for the time being. This note talks about how they found E99 deposits beneath Barisov's lab, and he ordered the cavern sealed up because the E99 was interfering with the experiments. This is kind of like the electric wires in Bioshock, or the trip mines in Half-Life. Just shoot those cysts to take care of it. Back in the previews for the game, they were called phase filaments. That term never gets used in the final game. If you walk through the filament, you suffer a lot of damage. This note talks about plants absorbing E99 properties. And maybe they can be affected by the device. Welcome to the Barisov cave! Barisov didn't actually build all this himself. Later in the game there's a note talking about him finding people he can trust to help him build it.
Your signal's off the grid, so I'm guessing you found the vault. It contains the device Demichev killed your friend for, the TMD.
There's a note here about Barisov deciding to use the cave for secret experiments, taking advantage of old mining equipment that's been left behind.
Greetings, esteemed colleagues and members of the Politburo. My name is Dr. Viktor Barisov, and I am head of research for f.e.a.r 12. Investigation into E99 is proving more fruitful than I had dared hope. The most recent discovery is that the element can be used to change the time state of items. This is test trial 143 of the time manipulation device, or TMD as it is more commonly referred to. As you can see, the TMD is able to revert items to their original state, or rapidly age them. Care must be taken not to point the device at a living creature. The effect is very unpleasant. I have already begun working on a smaller version of the device. Unfortunately, the TMD will only work on objects that are imbued with E99. I am making great strides in my research and will continue to do so. To communist victory!
Interesting. Here there's a note where Barisov says that he was successful in making a smaller version of his time manipulation device. And now he needs to lock it away somewhere that Demichev won't find it. In that place is this very elaborate vault. Extremely elaborate.
Hello, I am Dr. Barisov, and this is Moscow Initiative Research Project, Film Log 19, relating to potential applications of the time manipulation device. Now, the device, or TMD as I come to refer to it, uses...
Was Barisov really planning on bringing politicians from Moscow down in the secret elevator and through the caves and so on? Bit of a weird thought. Well, let's stick my hand in here and acquire the time manipulation device. Join me next time to see me manipulating time. Thanks for watching.